We were nearly 1,000 in that crowded room, scratching around for a scrap of food with a mid-November sense of doom hanging in the air. They'd kept the lights on all night long till the trucks started singing their rumbling songs, but we were just a bunch of dumb turkeys. What did we care? The pull began at 4 a.m. They let us out and stuffed us in 1,000 little tiny pens on 4 Peterbilt semis. And as the diesels ripped to life and we pulled onto Highway 45, the wind and dread cut like a knife, turning my waddle into ice. Somewhere a few pens up ahead, some poor lonesome bourbon red started singing about how we'd all be dead by noon. But as we crossed the Rockingham County line, I saw the sight that changed my mind and set my heart to singing. Boom, boom, boom. There were 2 of them. 10-foot tall turkey statues standing like walls of bronze, so proud they'd make you all feel fear. And I turned to the Beltsville small white who was in the cage just to my right, and I said, son, it's time to get right out of here. 45 million Thanksgiving dinners awaiting their plump and juicy centers. No one expected a counterattack the day the turkeys struck back. Well, I threw myself at the door of my cage, working into a mountain of rage, but that 14-gauge steel wouldn't budge. Then I heard a small cough from the cage to my right, and I turned to see the little Beltsville white lift a lever and open his door wide with a nudge. Well, I may be dumb, but I'm no fool. I said, hey kid, that's real cool. Go free the rest, make haste. There's not much time. And as he started working down the lane, I hollered out, hey kid, what's your name? Tom, he said. Funny, that's the same as mine. By the time we'd assembled on the top of the truck, the hands on the next rig had started to cluck, so we enlisted the help of a passing duck to free them too. Then for the second time I nearly cried. 2 turkeys flying by the roadside, wild brothers, wings glowing in the morning light. I salute you. And I knew right then I couldn't just run away, so I hollered out, boys, I got something to say. Though I know we may not survive this day, we've got to fight. I said, there's no shame if you want to back down. They just kind of stood there looking around, but every last one of them stood its ground. What a sight. 45 million Thanksgiving dinners awaiting their plump and juicy centers. No one expected a counterattack the day the turkeys struck back. We rolled off of Highway 81 just as the golden morning sun crept down the Shenandoah mountainside. We were heading down to Shady Brook Farm, the highest volume plant that Cargill runs, the perfect power packing plant of putrid pultricide. We climbed the cab and luckily found the passenger side window down, wind and diesel fumes pounding us till we looked gaunt. We needed a plan to win this day, so I hollered to Tom, and to my dismay every last turkey stopped and looked my way. This was going to be tougher than I thought. A broad-breasted bronze was the first one in. The driver took one look at him, said, my contract don't cover this. I'm out of here. And as he tucked and rolled out the door, a Narragansett jumped to the pedals on the floor, and I, behind the wheel, was forced to steer. Well, as I said before, I may be dumb and I may lack opposable thumbs, but my wings bend at the leading edge some, so I took that wheel. And sure, I drove off the road a bit, and there's a couple of small trees I might have hit, but after a minute, I got the feel. We careened off a US 33, barreling onto Virginia 613. My waddle and snoot were turning green, but we needed more speed. I looked to the right as the Beltsville kid grabbed that stick in his beak. I'm not sure what he did, but all 500 horses shifted into high gear. The needle was showing 108 by the time we hit the outer gate. Word had got out, and they were waiting there for us. plenty of bears, might have been some National Guard out there, but in a second we'd buried their barricade in our dust. We jumped before we touched through the wall, a veritable 12-ton wrecking ball, fuel and feathers erupting into a hellish squall of flame. And whoever said domestic turkeys can't fly never tried throwing them from a racing semi. It wasn't pretty, but we cleared the far side just the same. 45 million Thanksgiving dinners awaiting their plump and juicy centers. No one expected a counterattack the day the turkeys struck back. I heard tell that all the experts said a week in the wild and we'd all be dead, but instead it's been 2 years and we're still here. Now Cargill kept it all hush-hush, reopened the plant in time for the Christmas rush. But I like to think they still feel a touch of fear.
Oh.